Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 39 of our Confederate Spring of 62 campaign in version 1.11 using the A.O.M Mod. Now, last episode, the Virginia frontier, especially in Virginia, West Virginia area, right here at Harper's Ferry, did heat up for us. As I saw the battles of 1st and 2nd Harper's Ferry and the Battle of Harper's Ferry Bridge. And that was in reaction to us pushing the Army of Tennessee into West Virginia. So the Federals started rushing forces out that way, and the first engagement at Harper's Ferry was a meeting engagement, as I was trying to push Jackson's Army of the Valley District, which is a corps of the Army of Northern Virginia, into Cumberland, Maryland. And he was using the train routes to get there, and they ran into engagement at Harper's Ferry and then fought 2 battles there. His readiness is now down in the yellow, carrying over 2,800 wounded, as I fought 2 battles in a row with his army where I had to dig the Federals out of entrenchments. So some of the heaviest casualties I've taken during the war were in those 2 fights. So his army, even though they're only down the yellow, I do have him recovering in Winchester, and I won't move him again until he's full green. So I have a feeling once we get into Cumberland and I take that over once again, he's going to need to have that full green. But in reaction to the West Virginia move, every corps in Washington, D.C. started heading west. So like I said, I pulled Jackson down into Winchester. I sent Magruder's right wing over here to Harper's Ferry, but he's actually kind of on the Maryland side, so he actually crossed the river here and was going to come back around and fought the Battle of Harper's Ferry Bridge. So as of right now, he's still green writing this, but only slightly. I have the left wing moving forward into Leesburg to take over for the right wing. If they get into another engagement here, I will withdraw them back into Alexandria and send the left wing into Harper's Ferry in order to give time for Jackson to get into Cumberland. And if necessary, I will push Longstreet's Center Corps into the area as also, but I don't know if that'll be necessary or not. I think we've done enough damage to these corps where they should hold back for a little while. And on top of that, up here in the north, so I do have to remind everybody, last episode, between episodes 37 and 38, we only advanced the game 2 days. So not a lot has actually changed on the map. For as busy as last episode was, not a lot has changed. First Corps, the Army of the North, is still building a depot, which will be ready in 13 days. Then they will begin the siege of Fort Scammell. The Second Corps is still down the red, as it only been in town for 2 days. It took them a full month to get from Bangor down into Augusta in Maine, as the weather was just that bad. Up until the end of May, there was still snow on the ground up here. So his readiness is recovering. I don't have it on play right now, so I don't know how long it's going to take. It's probably going to take about 60 days to be full green, but I just want him in the yellow so that while we're besieging down Fort Scammell, he can move into Portland, seize the bank, and cover First Corps while they conduct that siege. And out here in the Trans-Miss, we did lose the siege of Fort Thompson. I did have to pull back. Corps to West is still in retreat. They're retreating south of Island Number 10. I do have the Army of Mississippi moving west to consolidate its 3 corps in this region here before pushing into this cluster of federal corps south of Cairo. And there's actually even more up here now. And on top of that, we do have Forest Corps is still building their supply depot, which will be ready in 7 days, and he will begin the siege of Fort Larned. Once he's completed this siege, we'll burn down this depot and setting up to take Fort Kearny in Nebraska territory. And once we have secured Fort Kearny, we will be sending him back east on a raid. And hopefully it doesn't happen like the last Confederate campaign where the Corps kind of got stuck and didn't move for months on end because its readiness, it was just an area where I couldn't supply it. So hopefully raiding back east, I shouldn't have an issue, but the Army of the Border is still somewhere in the area. I don't have any intelligence on it right now. It could actually be over here. among these groups, but I haven't seen its name pop up, so I'm not exactly sure where it is right now. My last intelligence on it, even though it doesn't show on the map, it was around the Independence, Georgetown area after its defeat at Lawrence. On top of that, we do have the ongoing siege of Fort Massachusetts, which we are going to lose. Even though we're still full green readiness, this power slider has gone heavily in the favor of the Federals. So we will lose this siege. I'm going to continue it as long as possible. Because if I just withdraw him now, his readiness will probably drop even lower than if we lose the siege. And once the one battery I'm recruiting for his force is ready to go, I will probably send them back into it. Because that's going to be... they're going to have 30-pound parrots in that battery. So that should help tip things in his favor. You can see he has plenty of ammunition. Provisions and forage. There's just more here than he can handle, especially without an artillery battery. Even though he has a siege train, he doesn't actually have a battery to engage any of these troops with. And then we still have First Fleet making its way down into the Keys. Once again, we don't have it sighted, but there is one fleet hanging out down here at Key West, so we need to engage that fleet. And once we force that fleet out, we can officially say that the Gulf is a Confederate lake. But that's only if we force this fleet out. When I looked at the fleet last, even though I can't see what's in the fleet, it did have the icon for a monitor, which means it does have ironclads in it now. And I'm not sure exactly which fleet it is. It could be, because I haven't seen it in a while, it could be the mortar flotilla, which did have 2 Glory class ironclads in it, so that might be what's in the Keys right now. So we do have to kick them out, even though they're not actively blockading any ports. I want them gone. And finally, we still have Lincoln's Gift Squadron on its way north to take up station between Long Island Sound and Nantucket Sound, and they are still on their way. I thought about giving them orders to divert and force the 44th Army onto land, but I decided to let this play out. By the time we got his orders to diverge and go after these transports, they'd probably be gone already. So he's just going to continue on to station, and we'll let this play out. I think that covers everything for right now. So once again, we didn't advance the game too far, but still a very, very busy campaign map. So I'll be back with the next incident. Alright, it's June 7th in game, and 2 things have happened. One, I've ordered the Corps of East Tennessee forward to engage the Army of the James. One of the 2 Army of the James. Once again, to remind everybody, the AI actually has 2 Army of the James. Because they were just close enough to Charleston, West Virginia, that they were actually blocking us from capturing it. I'm unable to draw supplies from it, so my supplies are dropping quickly. So even though they have a more than 2-to-1 number advantage on us, I did have to engage this army. And also besides that, so I'll bring you all down real fast, is the fleet I was looking for over here in the Keys is apparently not here anymore. I had the fleet sit here for a day on raid, didn't find anything. So I am now ordering them up to the port of Fernandina, over here outside of Jacksonville. And from there, hopefully we can raid out the South Atlantic blockading squadron. So I don't want to get into a full engagement with this fleet. It's got 22 ships and 144 guns. So I don't want to get into a full engagement with it, so I'm hoping to raid it out of location. We'll see how that works. But here we go again. Looks like might still be the Battle of Charleston again. So it's your Army of James under Rosecrans with 31,597 infantry, 2,300 cavalry, 13 guns. To my 14,803 infantry, 1,300 cavalry, 21 guns. So the Corps of East Tennessee is severely under strength right now. Severely. This is the smallest force I have in the field. The Cavalry Corps is larger than this. So, this is going to be a tough nut. We have to take this fight, or I have to withdraw from West Virginia. So I at least want to flip Charleston before I pull back out again. So a good chunk of me says don't take this fight, but at the same time I think I can win it. So this one's going to be a 50-50 chance. More than definitely. Probably more of a 45-65 to be honest with you. We don't have a very high chance of winning this one, but we're still going to do it. So I'll see you on the other side of load screen. Welcome everybody to the second battle of Charleston. And I'm going to say, thankfully we are defending. As with the numbers disparity being what it is, I'm saying thank you on that one. Though I am not going to be defending where I did last time, as I was a bit unfair to the AI. So the Federals have 3 entry points over here by Gully, I think it's Gully Bridge. Yeah, Gully Bridge. Halfway House. And down here along the Stringtown Road. Though from the direction of travel, they should be up here at Gully Bridge. But they may not be also. But there's only 2 crossing points they can use to get to me. Or there's 3, but one of them is way over here. Along Battle Run, there's a ford over here. Otherwise, they have the Carnifex Ferry Ford and Shawver Bridge. So I'm not going to be sending. So they're more than likely going to be coming from this way from Carnifex Ferry again. So I'm not going to defend over here like I did last time. I'm actually going to defend over here along this fence line, because it'll give the AI a better, not a long distance. I don't like this terrain back here. This fence is in low ground. Could defend along this road, but then they'd still have cover. So I'm going to set my defense along this fence line here and extend it down this way with a line of breastworks to cover the most likely approach route. And I'll have the cavalry brigade sit down here by Shawver Bridge. If you look at this terrain, this is a nasty, nasty climb if they decide to come this way. So I could have the cavalry brigade sit here and hold this bridge for as long as necessary until I get my divisions in place along these fence lines here. And I could set up a defense in depth over here and pull my brigades out as I feel necessary once they've been fighting long enough. And the AI would still have a very hard time pushing through us. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Simple, straightforward, no frills. Just wait for them to come at us. So it's 1600 now, so this will definitely be, we won't see them until day 2, especially with the terrain. Probably sometime midday, day 2. So I'm going to get these troops set up, and I'll be back once I have contact with the Federals. Oh, it's 1800 of day 1, and the Federals are actually using the Shawver Bridge crossing point. From the direction of attack route coming from, I didn't think this would be the case. You guys just stop and face the damn bridge. So, looks like plan B is what we are going with. I'm going to start shifting my divisions down that way. That looks kind of messed up, but oh well. So we should be able to delay them long enough for the infantry to get into position from where we are right now. So while this action goes on, I will be back. Alrighty, it's 1940 of day 1, and I'm just bringing you guys in to show you this. It's kind of why you don't defend along the bluffs. As you can see, the Federal forces seem to be stuck here. And my cavalry brigade broke. most because of the pathfinding around here. They were shifting positions and their entire flank went down the mountainside, hit one of their infantry brigades, short hand to hand, and the brigade broke. So they're able to push up the cavalry brigade a little further and one brigade of infantry, but everything else seems to be stuck down here and not moving. So I do have the one brigade coming up. Looks like they were trying to go out into the woods this way, but I did send H.R. Jackson's division out here, and the brigade with the Sharps rifles on the far flank, so they'll be able to handle this one brigade on their lonesome. But yeah, I'm not holding high hopes for this. We already have the minor victory, so their morale is not hot, especially after that last battle. Yeah, the morale's at 42, but ours is not much better. It's at 43.3 because we are in enemy territory and we do have the one route already. And that one route has cost us 2.3 in morale, though we are still above them, thankfully. I was just actually thinking about pushing the 1st Georgia Sharpshooters out to hit this brigade, but we lose daylight in 13 minutes. I don't see the point in it. So my corps is now consolidated over in this area, and I'll fight it out right here. I don't think I'm going to have as one-sided a victory as I did last time, especially if the AI moves its troops up on an overnight deployment. But we'll see what happens. So I'm not going to hold you here for the end of the day. I'll come back with the day 2 start. Alright, we're at day 2. My forces are consolidated. I do have S.D. Lee's division on the road here with their battery, and the battery from Cable's division. The rest of his division is sitting in reserve behind the line, and H.R. Jackson is still on the right flank. Just as we hit the close of day, 2nd Brigade did come into firing range of us. I don't know why they're showing as disrupted. They shouldn't be. So I'm going to hit play and see if these Federals are still stuck down here or if they moved them up at all. And they did move them up, and in a position I was not expecting. So let's pull this division back. Not so. Yeah, come on. Trying to find that sweet spot. Yeah, that works. Fall back orders just in case they catch up with us. We do fire while we fall back. And it's a crack unit, so they can easily pull this off. We have to follow you back. They're quickly catching up to us, but we're falling back, so we're going to move slower as we're facing them still. I would love to take out a lot of this cavalry, see if they have some good weapons for me to issue my cavalry with, because we are still heavily short on cavalry weapons. And I think they're deploying to avoid my artillery. They won't do me much good in the wood anyway. They're coming in really close now, looks like. These guys might have mixed cavalry weapons. That won't be good for us. Okay, I thought they were going to charge us for a second there. That would have been bad. Should be out of range of their weapons again. even with the numbers disparity, I'm not really worried about this, as every brigade in this army is now a crack unit, except for the cavalry. And the artillery, because both those batteries are fairly new. These guys should be getting their second perk here any minute now. And I can just extend their range even further. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, there is not one. I'm just drinking coffee today. And no, it's not Irish. Doesn't look like they want to push forward just yet. Could be just a smart thing for them is to hold back a little bit. Problem is, with this army, they're mostly armed with smooth bores and derringers, and one brigade with Augustins, so it's not much range for these brigades, except for the 1st Georgia. And now if they're sitting still, they should plus up those casualties pretty quickly. Oh, they're over here on the other side of the river. So I'll let this happily play out while we wait for those forces to come up. So it looks like it's only going to be just one brigade for right now, so everything else crosses the river, so I won't hold you here. I'll be back. Alright, and 6:42 in the morning, and the Federals have just charged their cavalry into our lines. Looks like he's coming forward in a general assault, but not with all of his troops. Looks to be the cavalry brigade and 2 infantry brigades. This cavalry brigade's just tied up 2 of my infantry brigades with what it just pulled off. Yeah, they're just coming forward in it. Up there stopping. I thought they were going to charge in. And their army commander, Rosecrans, is in the middle of the melee. Look at that. Maybe we take him out. And 2nd Tennessee, get back in line. Get back at long range. Maybe he was attempting a distraction to get his troops through? I'm not sure. Looks like this brigade's hunting for our flank. Second Tennessee, swing out this way. We'll advance branch into the gap. That was an interesting little assault. Not much of one, but interesting still. Hit these guys in the flank. I'd better can take care of them along with Branch. Jumped pretty heavily in our favor. Maybe we did take out Rosecrans. Yeah, they dropped at 26.4 on their morale. Maybe we did get them. An army commander does not belong in the middle of a melee. Now that the 1st Georgia has a 2nd level of their perk, it's actually starting to go up faster than trying to get it to the 1st level of the perk. You guys' orders get back on long range. That's the problem with these sharps. They run out of ammunition pretty fast, but we're already low on ammo in this corps. But this brigade just basically just won this entire battle for us. To be honest with you, I thought having to rush my forces over here was going to make this fight a little more interesting than it has been. Advance on them, protect the flank at 1st Georgia. I think they might be looking to withdraw already, so advance. Deal as much damage to this corps as possible. 2nd Tennessee, go get them. And they're just marching past and I'm firing back. Now they are. You're engaged in the wrong brigade, but alright. They're doing some damage to the Georgia Sharpshooter, so we need to push them off. We'll get back after them. This battle's over. And I think we actually just took out the entirety of Rosecrans' staff right there. His icon just disappeared. Oh, nope, there he is. He's back. Go get that battery. There they go. Let's chase them down. Cause as many casualties as we can. I don't think we have them anywhere near high enough for a major victory. No, only 8%. But even 660 losses from my command is a big hit. So this is not a big command. Catch up that battery? Yeah, just caught it. Oh, that's a detachment. I guess broke the battery. All right. A little bloodier than I expected, but probably would have been the same amount of casualties if it come at me from the direction I had actually expected them to come from. So we took down 2,900 of Rosecrans' 33,000 infantry, 650 of his 2,500 cavalry. We got 15 of his 30 guns, which told us at 3,600 of his 36,000 men. We lost 400 of our infantry, which is still, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you only have 14,797 infantry, that's a big hit. One of my brigades is below 800 men, and I got nobody to replace it with just yet. We lost 255 of our cavalry due to that little snafu with the pathfinding on the bluffs. So our total losses are 660 men of our 16,418. Alright, let's take a look at the paperwork. You know, the 1st Georgia Sharpshooters are definitely the Chad unit for this battle. Engineers didn't fight. Stewart, which is 1st Tennessee Cavalry Brigade, did 3 to infantry, 25 to cavalry, for a total of 28 before they broke. Jackson's division, Ledbetter's brigade, did 315 to infantry, plus up to 317. 1st Georgia Sharpshooters did 769 to infantry, 319 to cavalry, captured 17, for a total of 1,114. And the 2nd Tennessee Infantry did 166 to infantry, 210 to cavalry, 21 captured, for a total of 397. Division total 1,828. Lee's division, 1st Tennessee did not fight. Raines Brigade did 411 to infantry, captured 90, for a total of 511. So that's plussed up due to some command staff, I'm guessing. Mike Grunts did 160 to infantry, captured 48, did 4 to artillery, for a total of 212. And Pettis's battery did 113 to infantry, 1 to cavalry, for a total of 115. And Cable's division, whichever brigade's on that top line, because the Mormons didn't fight, did 121 to infantry, plus up to 122. And McGowan's battery did 165 to infantry, 6 to cavalry, total 173. Division total 295. Not the same numbers that we did last time. Let's see if we got any of their officers. I mean, we didn't even get Rosecrans. Are you kidding me? He was in the middle of hand-to-hand and in front of rifle fire for the entire length of the fight. I can't believe we did not get him. He had some good luck there. Fremont was not hit. We killed A.J. Smith, one of their division commanders. Oh, these are separate brigades. So, 2nd Division. Let's start. Give me a second. Alright, so it looks like we only got one of their division commanders, KIA, nobody else. We should have gotten Rosecrans. He was in the middle of hand-to-hand combat over here. And then was in the firing line the entire length of the battle. We should have gotten him. But then again, it's probably a good thing we didn't. Leave the dumb commanders alive, kill the good ones, I say. Let's get out of here. I ain't got much to say about that one. Once again, like I said, I had to go after that core, even with the numbers disparity. Luckily, we got the defensive role for this battle. If we'd been on the attack, I doubt we would have won this fight, even with because the morale was pretty even on at the beginning of the battle. So if we would have had to march any distance to engage them, and there was an overnight redeployment, I don't think we would have been able to dig them out without extremely heavy losses, basically making this core unfeasible any longer. But let me know what you all thought about that one in the comments below. Alright, victory at Charleston. So the Yemen's Pro suffered total casualties of 3,556 men. There are 499 killed and 1,080 captured. Our casualties total 660 men with 72 killed and 242 missing. We've captured 1,499 rifles and 5 guns from the battlefield and sent 1,027 soldiers down to our prison camps. I think capturing 1,080 is probably one of our highest capture numbers yet. And General Stahel loses face. I think that's one of theirs. I'm hoping. I gotta take a look at my core there. Alright. We're gonna keep this. That didn't take very long, so we're gonna keep this episode rolling along. Just want to make sure Stahel's not one of mine. Nope, okay, huh? Monster. Yeah, okay, it's one of the Federals. Alright, very good. Alright, so like I said, we'll keep this episode rolling along, and I will be back with the next incident. Alright, it's now June 9th in game, and we have a big one brewing here. So, I had pushed the Army of the Mississippi across the river from the cluster corps that was over here in preparation to push on it. I had 3rd Corps sitting here at Columbus. I was moving the 2nd Corps up into, what is this here? Paducah. And 1st Corps was coming up in this direction. 1st Corps is not going to be in this action, so I'm missing almost 20,000 men from this fight. So we have the Army of Iowa Command with its 1st Corps, the 2 Corps from the Army of the West with the Army of West Command, the Army of West Virginia with its Corps, and the Army of Tennessee from the Department of Mississippi. So there's several Army commanders on the field. There's an overall command here. Samuel Curtis is an overall command, and okay, so Army of the West has, so I'm assuming he's the senior commander, so Army of the West has command of the battle, even though they are 7 hours from the field. Oh, I hope we have the defensive on this one. Because 3rd Corps is on the field with 19,000 men, and 2nd Corps is on its way. It's only 5 hours away, but that's plenty of time for 19,000 men to get overrun. But then again, they only have 12,000 on the field initially. $80,490 infantry, 392 cavalry, and 59 guns to my 36,283 infantry, 2,800 cavalry, and 33 guns. Hell, I don't even know why I'm thinking about this. You know I'm going to take this, so I'm going to take it. I'm going over it in my head. It's like, I got to take this no matter what. I am not retreating from these boys. So, get ready for a long one. Make yourself some popcorn, pour a drink. I'm going to decide what whiskey I'm going to have for this one, and I'll see you on the other side of the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Columbus, Kentucky. So we rolled a pretty good one here, especially with this map. Even though 1 Corps is supposed to be 5 hours away, I do have both my corps on the field, which are 2nd Corps under Bragg and 3rd Corps under Hardee. The Federals are coming in from only one location. That's up here by the McDaniel and Owens farms, north of Copperton. And we have to defend back here at, what's the name of that bridge? Howell Bridge, which is very opportune for us as the Federals can't cross this stream here. Problem is the points over here. I wish it was back here. It'd make things so much easier. But we still got a good defensive position here as there's no place for them to cross to get behind us. This is all uncrossable. So my plan right now is build breastworks from the edge of the swamp up to the river over here, and then use the swamps as a natural barricade on their own. Just line my brigades up behind it because they will have to cross it to get to me. I'll just have my brigades set far back enough where the Federals actually have to get into the swamp to engage them. Actually, that's how I'll build my breastworks too. I can build them from down along this way. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. Even behind the swamps, I will have breastworks. This way they have to get into the swamps in order to engage us. Or I can just push straight in here. But with 2 Corps, I was a little worried because I didn't know what map we were going on to, considering they have 83,000 men to my 39,000. So I was a little worried about it. But with this, I'm not at all. I can hold this all live long day. Especially if they don't cross the swamps at all, I can have 1 division at a time in this spot and hold until I run out of ammunition, basically. So, I'm going to get my troops. I don't have engineers in these corps, do I? No, I do not. But I'll get my troops set up. And I'll come back in once the Federals decide to show up. They do have one corps on the field with 11,000 men, so I'm not expecting them to move forward on us at all. So I have plenty of time to get things put together. So as I said, I'll be back once the Federals make their approach. So it's 1300 day one, and I was dead wrong. Only the 1st Corps of the Army of Iowa is on the field, and they only have 11,000 men, and they are coming right for us. As I didn't have any engineer brigades, but I did only have one brigade building these breastworks at the time, so they figured I could roll them off and get everybody some experience on building them. Looks like they are coming at us now, even though their reinforcements are some hours away. But I do have 2 batteries here along the road, and 1 battery from 3rd Corps is up alongside them. Army of Mississippi is another army that is short of artillery, as it was not a priority, as it wasn't doing a lot of heavy lifting. But slowly catching up on the missing artillery. I have more in training. It's just taken a while to get everything done without breaking the bank. They're about to march into some pretty hefty fire. Please tell me you sent. And Johnson's riding through their forces. That's right, he came on the map down here somewhere. He was way out of position from everybody else. What are these guys doing? It looks like the gate and Johnson's staff just got hit. Oh, I hope he wasn't hit, but that was not good. That was not good. This staff can't survive too many hits like that. This guy's coming on his own. That makes no sense. These guys are about to run into a bunch of Mississippi rifles. So the 1 corps that is well armed is actually not on the field. 2nd and 3rd Corps kind of mixed armaments. I'd love to know what the AI was thinking. Are they still in canister range? Yes, they are. This is already a level 3 support badge, so repart anything that comes near them. Whoever the commander of the Army of Iowa is needs to be fired after this fight. Yeah, Major General Colombus, he needs to lose his job for doing this. I guess he wanted the laurels for himself, even though he's outnumbered heavily. And I think the Army of Iowa is a green army, like they haven't fought a battle yet. Yep, still just the Army of Iowa. I mean, are they going to give us the victory before the other corps show up on the field? It seems what's going to happen. How far away are their reinforcements? Next closest force is 6 hours away. So, we're probably going to win this before the reinforcements show up if this keeps up. Look at that. Perk 3 already. And give him that flag. And they're riding the battery right up to the line. What the hell is this guy doing? Right, go get that battery. Halt, halt, halt. Push out skirmishers, then we'll take. Crap. Send skirmishers to deal with that battery. I'm not going to put them out there in front of that. And these guys are heading for the swamp. You guys left that corner unbuilt. Okay, we go finish that little section. Guys to fall back. Now they're just facing the wrong way. Okay, this is disappointing. I was expecting this big old drag out fight, and the Army of Iowa has thrown that away. This is just sad. So I don't think I'll have as good of a defensive position on the next battle if they come at me again with the same numbers. Alright, Herbert, send out some skirmishers and we'll see off that battery. Should be firing at them, yeah. Yeah, must put you on counter battery since you're shooting at the battery already. Yeah, this battle's already over before the reinforcements even arrive. I am so disappointed. They are withdrawing. Let's just speed this along. Come on, let's take out that battery. There they go. Leave the guns behind, boys. Leave them behind. Speed this up. So anticlimactic and disappointing. I just don't even know what the hell to say to that. So we took down 850 or 11,000 infantry, got all 25 of their guns. It says their total loss is 850, 11,000, but the number's going to be a little different when we go to look at it. We lost 160 of our infantry, one of our guns, for a total of 178 men lost. Honestly, I'm not even going to... Let's see if we got any of their officers. I'm not going to go through the combat reports for this one. Grant's a division commander? Oh, Lord. Oh, I guess after that defeat he had earlier in the campaign. Like I said, I'm not even going through the paperwork for this one, so we'll just close out of here. Well, now we know where Grant has been hiding. I think we might have wounded him at the one battle where he was the army commander, and yeah, now he's a division commander. Pretty far fall from grace on that one. Not even a corps commander, he's a division commander. I didn't even know you could assign a major general to be a division commander. But the AI can do what the hell the AI wants when it comes to officers. Victory at Columbus. The enemy's reportedly suffered total casualties of 859 men. There are 297 killed and 953 captured. Our casualties total 178 men with 38 killed and 20 missing. We've captured 337 rifles and 12 guns from the battlefield and sent 984 soldiers down to our prison camps. General Taylor loses face. Commander of the Army of Iowa should have lost face for that one. Not one of his division... Is that the division commander or the corps commander? He might have been the corps commander. It shouldn't have been him losing face on that one. Ugh. Don't know what the AI was thinking, but they did it anyway. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to end the episode on that disappointing note. Highly, highly disappointing note. I mean, talk about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, we're going to end this episode here. I can't even continue playing this today. So, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade of one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And comments, comments, comments. As always, please do keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.